Hello. Today in this video I'm going to discuss air and water pollution faced in our country by our industrial activities. I will first start presentation by defining the causes of air and water pollution in Azerbaijan, continue with its effects in our country and in our society, ecosystem, and of course the environment. And I will finish with the solutions to the problem, which will be in a form of a pathway or strategies that we can take. First of all, as any other former Soviet republic, during 20th century Azerbaijan also experienced rapid economic and industrial development, which has led to increasingly negative effect on environment, including ineffective and insufficient usage of natural resources. Even though our government has aimed to increase environmental protection and ensure rational utilization of the natural resources by introducing a number of important laws, legal documents, and state programs in order to optimize ecological situation in the country. Still, some of the environmental issues are an active concern. Starting with the air pollution is actually not a new problem in Azerbaijan, as for the last 2 centuries we have been dealing with it. As a common knowledge, Azerbaijan was the first country to produce unprocessed oil in the beginning of the 1870s. Unfortunately, our vast oil industry has been primary source for the air pollution. According to the report made by World Health Organization, air quality in Azerbaijan, primarily around Baku and Sumgayit, is considered to be moderately unsafe. Recent data indicates that country's annual mean non-penetration of PM2.5 is 20, which is 2 times more than the recommended maximum of 10. Moreover, mismanagement of industrial sources has also its own effect to the air pollution as well as the water pollution. The industrial base created in Azerbaijan to process Caspian oil for the needs of the Soviet Union became vastly inappropriate once Soviet-era industry supply arrangements collapsed. For the years, it has been negatively affecting air and water pollution in the Absheron Peninsula, with outdated and environmentally harmful technologies that Soviets were using. Even though reduction of industrial discharges from Soviet-era manufacturers after the collapse of USSR improved air quality in some degree around Baku-Sumgayit area, but left another problem of massive old contamination unresolved. As it is, in the Absheron Peninsula, including the coastal areas, are suffering from oil, mercury, and other types of chemical contaminations. For example, the southeastern part of the Baku, in the past called Black City, was the main part where the refineries were located. Even though now they are demolished and transferred into residential areas, according to the locals, they can still smell oil in the air coming from the soil. As you can see also from the first picture, majority of the soil and more than the half of the coastal area of Azerbaijan is vastly polluted. When it comes to water pollution, again, the oil and gas industry is the main source of the problem. The waste obtained from oil and gas extraction combined with the insufficient management and natural resources in the Caspian Sea has led to reduction in population size of the local animals. For example, it's estimated that more than 1 million seals, which inhabited the shores and islands of the Caspian a century ago, but now fewer than 10% of them remains, and the species has been declared endangered. Another example would be sturgeon population. The Caspian Sea used to be home to one of the world's largest populations of sturgeons, but it has declined by more than 90% over the last three generations, according to the World Wildlife Fund. This is mainly caused by overfishing in the Caspian Sea and government neglect. Another contributor to the water pollution is the discharge of domestic and industrial wastewater into the Caspian Sea. As you can see from the photos, they were taken from the Churdakhana, and this is the wastewater directly poured into the Caspian Sea. The solutions part. For the solutions part, first of all, we have to identify and investigate common problems with more accuracy. We have to enforce new laws. The examples of such a laws has been done by the European Union. They have more and better laws in comparison to the Azerbaijan, which protects the both the coastal areas, the marine animal population, and it protects the air uh, pollution too. Actually prevents it. The next step would be to establish new and transparent organizations to report on environmental issues, encourage both local and foreign experts to find solutions to active problems, and lastly, and probably the most importantly, utilize natural resources with more efficiency. That's the end of the presentation, and thank you for your attention.